Hello, Oracle has released a new shape series, the VM.Standard.E3 Flex. These shape series are part of the AMD EPYC family. In particular, this is the second generation of AMD EPYC processors called ROM. It allows you to provision shapes on very flexible specs, starting from 1 CPU and up to 64 CPUs VM shape. Memory and network bandwidth are increased on each shape according to the CPU count. At the moment, those shapes are available only in 4 regions, which are the US regions, Ashburn and Phoenix, Frankfurt, and Japan. In terms of operating systems, it supports the Oracle-provided images shown here. But one big change on this new release is the ability to change your shape from an Intel-based shape to an AMD-based shape and vice versa. Let's see it in action. Okay, let's create a new instance. I will call it Ben SRV01. I can select which operating system I would like to have, but in this case I will just leave the default, which is Oracle Linux 7.8. I can select which availability domain I would like to run it, or select the shape type. At the moment we can see that the VM.Standard.E3 Flex is the shape that is selected here. Let's change shape. I can increase the CPU count. We can see that the memory is increased accordingly. We can go to up to 64 CPUs per VM. But let's take the smallest one because it's just for test purposes. We can still select other shape types like the Intel and other shapes, but we will keep the AMD with the 1 CPU count. I'll choose the compartment. I'll provide it a key, and I will create it. While the instance is provisioning, we can see that the shape is VM.Standard.E3 Flex. And once the server will finish the provision, we will be able to log into it using SSH. Now that the server is running, we can log into it using SSH. The default username is OPC. We will put here the public IP address of the instance. Of course that we must first enable SSH from the public internet. And here I am, logged into the server. Now let's check the CPU count for this shape. I'm reminding you that at the moment we are using the OCPU count of 1 with 16 gigs of memory for this instance. And we can see that we have 16 gigs of memory on total on our system. Let's check the CPU count and the threads on the system. And here we see that we have one processor. We can do also the LSCPU. And see it here. The new change is that we can actually swap from an AMD based shape to an Intel shape. Let's stop the instance for it. Once the instance is stopped, we will be able to change it from an AMD to Intel and back to AMD as well. We can see here that we are on the AMD VM.Standard.E3 Flex. I'm going to change it by choosing an Intel based with 4 CPUs, for example, and the change will apply automatically. Now that the shape has changed to VM.Standard 2.4 with 4 CPUs, let's start it. Now that the server is running, I will log into it. we can see that we are on the same server, but now we are running an Intel-based server. Again, we can change the shape back to an AMD and go to other shape types. We just need to make sure that we are using a certified operating system. Thank you.